Welcome to the playoff opener for the iSCAR TSP Cup Series. I am Liam Sheen in the booth by myself tonight, and this is going to be the playoff opener for the Cup Series. As we're going to have a look around the track as cars are on track for qualifying at the moment. Here is, I believe, right on board with him to get some other guys on the track, if I can find some other people. Just a second. How So we're going to have a look at some others on the track. Brandon Wilkinson. As cars are no longer on the track. So, gridding up, we're going to have a look at your chase grid, your chase standings. And as you can see, you can pick out your favorite driver down there. It's been a really tough season for these drivers. However, a lot of people have left the league or have shown dominance but haven't really shown up the past few weeks. I believe Daniel Falkingham is absent here tonight. You can pick your favorite driver down there from the season. Daniel Falkingham, of course, leading the standings there, Mulrooney, and the rest follow. It's been a very treacherous season, especially at the playoff cut line where Grayson Trexler just squeezed his way into the chase, and William Schmidt had a breakout win last week in the Xfinity Series, or the Peter Kenny Designs Grand National Series. And we're just going to have a look at your blimpy boy, while we wait for cars to get on the grid. Dan Cruz is a guy that is up on the grid first. And he's not the pole sitter. He's the first Cruz car up. Cars such as it's been a pretty treacherous season for him. However, he is in the chase and very comfortably in it. And the bottom three, William Schmidt, Grayson Trexler, and I should have done my research a little bit more, but yeah, I can't miss it. Alright, so cars are about to get on the track as we're set for 200 laps. They're going to make their way out on the track and start the 1 of 2, or no, just the 1 pace line. So as you can see, Nick Miller on the pole, along with Christopher Whale. Hopefully that'll help. Maybe a little bit more. How about that? Alright. So as you can see, cars are making their way onto the backstretch. You can still pick out your favorite chase driver. I'm personally rooting for William Schmidt to bring it home. He made a Championship 4 run last season. And we are going to cut away from that. I would go through the starting grid, but we just ran out of time, unfortunately. And as cars are going to come off turn 4, we are ready for 200 laps at the Charlotte Motor Speedway at Mobile. It's been a tough season, but it's just about to get ready as cars are about to make their way onto the track. Pace car's about to come in. Nick Miller's about to lead him to green. And green flag, green flag, green flag. Green flag's in the air. And the iSCAR playoffs are underway. Nick rockets into turn 1 with his teammate behind him. And I'm going to show you our ticker that we have all ready for today. As just give it a second to update, you can see our chase drivers are highlighted in pink for the TSP Cup Series. As Nick Miller, Derek Smith, along with Christopher Whale, is leading your charge here. As we have a few cars, and we have a caution already, so caution's out on the racetrack. I'm not sure why I didn't get a caution. Yeah. So caution's out on the track. As Nick Miller is your leader, Derek Smith second, Christopher Whale third. Malachi Drake 4th, Dane Cruz 5th, John D. Andrea, I'm not sure, he's been a regular these past few weeks, so I can't say we're too surprised to see him around here. Keaton Jones in that 77, holding 7th place with his teammate, I believe. No, that's a 4-rate racing car, but Charlie Byers in 8th place. Blaze McKinney, 9th place, and Zeke Reyes making a very, very rare start in this series. As you can see, we're riding on board with the 04 at the moment. You can see his car. And his car has been pretty solidly in the top 10 for the as far as speed goes and everything else. So, Nick Miller Ezeckiel Reyes having a pretty solid day so far in that number 04 machine. I don't really have much content to talk about right now, so we are going to go see what happened under the caution to bring it out session events, and we are going to see what has occurred. Flag was for... trying to find the flag. Oh, he threw the caution. Alright, so Ezeckiel Reyes threw the caution for Ryan Kwan, I believe. No, I don't see anything. Caution was waving with Nick Miller. Was it Aaron Mulroney? I'm not seeing anything. Michael Kenner. Alright, so we're going to see what happened here. As it looks like... maybe some close quarters here. Oh, Aaron Mulroney. You can see what happened to Aaron here. Yeah, he just went around in the background. As we're going to see going into turn 1, it looks like he just cups his... he just hits that 0-28, spins into the grass, and is he gonna... he cuts in front of a chase driver. And that's going to be an early end to Aaron Mulroney's race tonight. As we have a few cars. Looks like he is retired from the race at the moment. And we are back live with your race leader in the second to be Eaton Jones. Jack again. Alright. My bad. No, Nick Miller. Okay, sorry. My thing is messing up right now. Yeah, so solid race so far. For the 2 laps it's been green for. And you're about to go green once again for this race. As Nick Miller is your leader, he has led every lap so far tonight. And he's going to do a little bit of, I guess, corner cutting, if you will, to try to save fuel. As Charlie Byer, you can see that number 7 Toyota has a little bit of a ding in the back end. Nothing I'd be too worried about, though, as he is a chase driver, and I think he can afford a little bit of damage when his competition just wrecked out of the race. So Nick Miller is about to lead him back to green in that blue Napa Camaro's blue flags back in the air. Nick Miller leading the charge once again. A little bit of racing going on towards the back with Ezeckiel Reyes. Looks like everyone has singled themselves out. No problem here at the moment, as Derek Smith is going to try to look to the outside of the 9, and nothing is going to get done out of that. Everybody's within a small blanket right now, as you can see your chase drivers. Cade McKee in the 13th position at the moment. Ryan Kwan in 19th. So those guys aren't having the best days, and I don't think that'll go long in the chase. Oh, Joel Hankins is missing from my ticker. Okay. Michael DiMaggio in 27th. Not a strong run for him today. Aaron Mulroney looks like to be out of the race early. And Brandon Wilkins here as well. Nick Amadalacama is retired as well. We're going to look back to Christopher Whale, see him go to the inside. We're going to look on his gyro cam. We're riding on board with Christopher Whale. We're going to see if we can try to get a run going on Derek Smith ahead. We're riding on board 178 at the line with a top speed about 182. Going into the corner in this Ford Mustang. Not really much of a challenge behind, as you can see Malachi Drake, a fellow chaser, right in the back. Well, the fellow chaser to Nick Miller and Derek Smith. Keaton Jones not having a really solid day. He missed the chase, unfortunately. Not a good run for him tonight. But he is running solidly inside the top 10. Ezeckiel Reyes having a problem going backwards quickly. Not sure what happened there. We're going to go and take a look right here. So we went into turn 1. I think I was out of turn 1. Yeah, going into turn 3 right here. A little bit of a problem. He just went up the hill and kept it out of the wall, so made a pretty bad situation. Not that bad. So, lessen the consequence. As we're coming up on some lap traffic, as you can see, the 028 is about to be lapped. Looks like he's getting up to speed at the moment. Nick Miller is still leading the charge in that number 9 Camaro. As Derek Smith, his, I believe, teammate, look on his roll bar to see him follow Nick Miller. You can see that steering wheel movement and the RPM along with his lap time 29.67. He's going to have to lift a little bit more. Nick Miller and Derek Smith have been working really well throughout this season, especially in situations like this where they have to run well. And I think they're just trying to get each other into the final round. You can tell Nick is in the playoffs by the pink spoiler. That is, of course, because of the TSP Cup Series, the pink. So, Nick Miller is still leading the charge here, as Derek Smith is still trying to find his way around him. I think what they're trying to do is, and with this package, you can sort of break away. They have about a 2/10 breakaway from Christopher Whale, and then it's another 2/10 back to Keaton Jones in that 77 machine, and then a 7/10 second back to Charlie Byron. And then so on and so forth. As you can see, Christopher Whale is starting to struggle a little bit to keep up with these guys. As we're riding on board with this number 41 machine, Ezeckiel Racing Ford Mustang. Christopher Whale, of course, being on Proximity Racing outside of iSCAR, teammates to Aaron Mulrooney and I believe Dominic L. I don't think he is racing here tonight, but that's unfortunate. As you can see, Christopher Whale gets a really good run up into the corner. He's trying to take a little bit of a wider arc to try to get his nose into clean air because he doesn't want to cook up that right front tire. So the last thing he wants to do is he goes to the inside of Derek Smith. Oh, and everybody's in a 4-car pack right here. Derek Smith is going to be on the outside. He's going to get a little bit of a run off the corner. As you can see, everybody's on a 4-car blanket here, and then it's a huge breakaway to everybody else. As you can see back there, Keaton Jones going to the inside in that 77, not having a really solid season in the Cup Series as far as that goes, but he's in the chase for some other series. I believe he's in the Xfinity Series chase. Kilo Hankins is running 20th. That is that 72 car, so every time you see him pop up on the ticker, if you get a caution, I'll get that fixed. Or I can just fix it when we get a very long run going, as it's 200 long grueling laps here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. Very big battle, fierce for 3rd place going on. As Keaton Jones is going to clear the 41, and then a little bit of a battle behind him. I believe that is Austin Johnson? No, that is Blaze McKinney. That has settled himself in front of Charlie Byron. Charlie Byron not being a chase driver in this series, however, he is in the Truck Series, and he is your point leader, I believe, at the moment. Had a very solid run last weekend. Nick Miller, no, Derek Smith tagged the wall there. And while that damage may seem minor, that is going to come back to haunt him later in the race. As we ride on board with Nick Miller, we're going to see if we can check out anything. We're going to hide the ticker so it's not in the way. We're going to see if we can find anything on that 66 machine as far as damage goes. Derek is really tight at the moment, getting that aero push. Not what he wants to have. As he's going to go into turn 1 yeah, it doesn't really look like too much damage at the moment on that under 66 machine. And we're going to go back to... We're going to have a look towards the back of the pack, and now you can see a few cars breaking away. Cade McKee also being another chaser. He is currently the 10th place car, so I had a look. So the 11th place car. So he's the first guy out. However, everybody from, I believe, 4th on back is equal in points. So I don't think he's far out by that much. However, it can't be much of a challenge for him to get in front of some cars. I believe William Schmidt is not racing here tonight. He is one of your chase drivers. I can't pick him out on my running order, so I don't believe he is racing here out of the 34 car field. A car that didn't start was Gil Winningham and Nick Delicano, and Jean, we'll just call him the 098. I'm not going to pronounce his name because I just can't, I don't want to butcher it. He didn't start, and then Aaron Mulder being 31st did not have a great start to the chase. So he's going to be pretty far out as the Cup field isn't that big. I'm actually kind of surprised that it's a pretty sizable field here tonight. 34 cars. I don't think we'll get that again. So 31st in this race is going to hurt Aaron Mulroney big time in the long run. As we're back up front, as you can see, the 028 is actually outpacing Nick Miller temporarily. Nick Miller, he's having a very good run. He's kind of surprised everybody. He's shown himself that he is not a hot lapper, and there's more to Nick Miller than just running a quick lap in qualifying. As he's had a solid run all season. And yeah, William Schmidt, he is at Auto Club Speedway, so he'll be 43 points out of the transfer spot, unfortunately. So that's not going to be the best scenario. However, it won't be that bad because a few cars that are in the chase have crashed out of this race, such as Aaron Mulroney. However, you're going to have to add a few things because Aaron Mulroney, I think he has a 7-point chase bonus, as well as Daniel Foggingham. He did not show. So he is pretty far out of the chase picture as far as that goes. So, as you can see, Christopher Whale having a battle here with Keaton Jones, as well as Charlie Byer trying to follow Christopher Whale. Christopher finally got back by him. However, Derek Smith and Nick Miller have broken away from the two behind him, that's Sunoco and Napa Camaro. As Christopher Whale just wants Keaton to get in behind him and start moving forward as Keaton goes to the inside of the 41. And he goes to the inside, tries to get it running. Oh, that was close. And the 41 is going to cause the 77 to push up the track, and the 7 is going to get a good run off the corner. The 41 is going to pull that 7 up alongside that 77. However, the 77 has the 57? 157 following himself. So it's not going to be that much of a loss. The 41 is going to be able to sort of sniff the draft of the 66. However, he has to run a different line into the corner due to how this package is. He can't really run behind someone because of a giant spoiler on the back of the car. And yeah, Christopher Whale is going to settle himself up in third, and he's going to actually start reeling him in a little bit, as last time by he ran a 30-38 to a 30-34 with Derek Smith, so he's slowing down just a tad. However, he's picked up, or 29.62 to a 29.59. Okay, no, 30-second laps. Okay, I'm looking at the wrong timing sheet, but it is a 30-38 to a 30-34 for Derek Smith. And Christopher Whale, we're going to see what he runs this time by. Nick Miller 30-38, Christopher Whale 30-47. So I think the damage is done and they're going to start pulling away bit by bit. And Christopher Whale is going to pull away from Keaton Jones as he ran over 2/10 slower. So did Charlie Byer. They actually ran about 100th off of each other. And we're going to have a look at this battle right here. We're going to look at the... I don't know. What are we going to look at here? Let's have a look at Lisonbee McKinney and see what he sees. Rollbar? Alright. And this does nothing. Cool. Malachi Drake. Alright, so as you can see, that 3-car scuffle up ahead. You know what? As it's unrealistic, we're gonna look on board with this cockpit. Alright, there we go. Looking on board with Malachi Drake as this 3-car scuffle goes on ahead. He is, I believe, a chase driver, so he's having a pretty solid run up in 6th place. He dropped back, 7th place. He dropped back 3 spots since the green flag in that 90 Camaro. I believe he was trying to get up there with Nick Miller and Derek Smith, trying to get a 3-car thing going. And as you can see, the gap is just growing and growing with every lap. As it looks like the second group here has seen that, and they have decided to go single file. 30 laps in. This 200-lap race. As we have another scuffle going on, Lisonbee McKinney into the inside of Charlie Byer. This group of cars, as you can see, Lisonbee McKinney and Charlie Byer, they've settled themselves out. Not seeing too much of a battle going on right here. Maybe James Hartman, no, nothing going on. That number 95. Mexico Sim Sport, I believe? Or no, that's a Peak Performance Motors. I don't know. I'm bad with a lot of these new guys. A lot of these guys haven't shown up these past few weeks, so I am not really good with their names. Josh Patterson, how's he doing? Right there. Okay. Now this will pointless. Oh! Dario all the way against the wall. I don't know what's going on with that number 46 machine. As the 028 gets by both of them, Dario trying to run a lane higher. I've never seen that line actually prevail, as it looks like he just got by Matthew climbing that 00. Problems for that number 00 machine. As he's going to try to send it to the bottom. Dario having a pretty solid run. He's running the top. I never thought that would work in iRacing, as it usually never prevails, except at Kansas. Like everywhere else, it's like just impossible. But he's running against the wall, and I guess it's working. I mean, he's pulling away from the car he was racing. Ezeckiel Reyes has... Okay, yeah, he's still good. 9th place. Okay. However, it's about a 2-second break away from Christopher Whale. However, Christopher Whale is starting to even out with him. He's running 62s to a 59. So either the group behind him is sort of, giving that little extra push with Christopher Whale trying to get him back up there and maybe get a nice little scuffle for the lead going. However, Derek Smith and Nick Miller have just been back bumper and bumper. And this is why teammates in the Cup Series is really important, as it is a fixed series. You still need to have your buddies to, help push you out further and further up. And a lot of cars running around on the track. Well, not as many. I mean, the car count has definitely dropped, as DeAndrea has... We have about 27 cars in the lead lap now. Not a very good run so far, but, yeesh, I thought we'd have some more caution so I could take a break or something. Nick Miller, Derek Smith still pacing the field as they started to break away at about 2/10 a lap. 30.71 to a 30.82, so they have stopped closing in. Keaton Jones ran a 30.79, so Christopher Whale is, there's a little moment of being able to breathe. It's starting to come to an end as Keaton Jones is pulling him in for 3rd place. Lisonbee McKinney running a unorthodox line off the corner, and wow, Charlie Byer got really close there. As you can see, the 7 all over the back bumper of that number 77 machine, or no, 157 machine. You can see that Camry in all of its glory, that BK Racing Toyota sort of esque painted car. Of course, BK Racing being dead as they committed tax fraud, just like fucking Yoshi did. Okay. As you can see, Charlie Dyer, you can see too, a little bit of a race going on. Dane Cruz and Malachi Drake, both being, I think, chase drivers. As Dane Cruz in that 37. Gonna get to the inside, diving in below as he is having some... Oh no, that is not Dane Cruz. Who is that? That is the 088. 098? 088. Who is that? Madman. Garrett Holsey. Of course, being an admin of the iSCAR Dirt Series that is since no longer existing as he is having some internet problems. Our best chance to get a look at him is to ride on board with the 7, but you can see him. He's there somewhat. And he cuts ahead of the 041 as Keaton Jones settles up in the third. Christopher Well drops back, and I don't think Christopher is happy with the 088. And Christopher is super tight at the moment, so Keaton Jones is going to let the 088 by eventually. I don't think, yeah, this time by. So Keaton's going to let him by, and we have a race back on our hands. Keaton's going to run higher off the corner. As you can see, the huge breakaway from the pack, about a 3-second gap. Yeah, it's a 3-second gap from Derek and Nick back to the back of the pack. And this is kind of what, I don't want to say it kind of ruins this kind of racing, but it shows where iRacing has its flaw with this aero package. As you can see in the eNASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing Series, cars are clustered up, you know, they're going 3 or 4 wide. However, that is an open series. The cars are trimmed out to, you know, be able to race around that. However, in iSCAR, we run fixed cars, so everyone has the same car. So no one is able to say in an interview, oh, we had the best car, or we had such a great car. It doesn't make sense. Maybe you had a very good race, but your car's the same. Everybody's the same. They're equal on equipment. And it's just all up to the driver to take it into their own hands and have a good run. As it looks like my scoring is bugging out just a bit. Brandon Wilkinson being a eNASCAR Coca-Cola iRacing Series spotter for the number 23. Casey Curlin for that Denny Hamlin Racing entry. Made a rare start in this league tonight, however, start is in asterisks, whatever, as it's pretty much just a starting park. The starting park of iRacing is pretty much just not grading, because they'll just get last place points or something. It's Michael Kenner. I have no idea what's going on with my scoring, but yeah, I mean, take those intervals with a grain of salt, as it's all over the place. I have no idea what's going on. Aaron Mulrooney goes another lap down. I think Nick is backing up to Derek a little bit so they can get a little bit of a breakaway going. Derek's really good when it comes to this. I worked with him in a league, and I picked up a win, while everybody else fell back 2.5 tenths a lap. So no one's really been coordinated with this. However, Derek has been able to coordinate with Nick here as Nick gets a big breakaway here. I think we'll lift a little bit. I'm not sure why my scoring is saying 200. I'm assuming it's 100 instead of 200, but it says 263. I'm not sure if that is the case. Let me see if it's the truth with the driver box. No, 179. Alright, so that's correct. Just my scoring sheet is not correct for some reason. Not sure what's going on with that. As we're coming up on some lap traffic ahead. As we have a car running against the wall, I would assume that's Darius is about there. And number 46, 408 Racing car. Really well in second, and he's working really well with his teammate. Of course, both being a chase contending cars as Garrett Holsey gets around the 9, and maybe that's what was upsetting Nick's car and Derek's car. Holsey's going to try to get around the 9. He's going to go to the outside right there. He's blinking out, so Nick is probably like, oh my god, what is he doing? Where is he? All you can do is just rely on the trail of smoke going and sparks and flying. Not what you want to see when you're leading the race at all. And Nick is going to get super tight here. as he has not experienced dirty air. Oh god, I dropped my phone. Whoopsie. I'm trying to talk as loud as I can into my microphone. I'm not sure why it is not loud. I can take my pop filter off. However, I don't think you guys will like that, so you know what? We're gonna do it anyways. Talk. Alright. This will have to do. I'm sorry if it's a little, I guess, more staticky with the noise, but it'll have to do. Because we have Nick Miller and Derek Smith pacing the field, and they're starting to break away, and this is not what they want. They want to stay locked up together in the corner, and what they've been able to do is sort of pull each other into the corner, and therefore the dirty air and the aero push is sort of canceled out, if you will. However, this is not going as planned, as Keaton Jones is starting to reel him back in. 483 to a 449. 483 again. We're going to see if he can pull it back in. 449. So Keaton Jones is actually reeling in the number 66 and 9. Where is Nick Miller? Nick Miller, he has pit. Nick Miller has, yeah, he's on pit road in that number 9 Camaro. He's going to make his first pit stop of the day. As he's in his box, we're going to see what kind of, so he's having 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 14.1 second stop. That is not a good stop at all by any means for Nick Miller. What you're trying to aim for is a 13.5 or a 13.9, not a 14.1. And every 10th counts, as Ezeckiel Reyes has cycled himself up into second in that 04 machine. He is having a pretty solid run. He has a little bit of right front damage in that 04 Camaro. Not too sure what that is from, but it's probably too far back to have a look at it. We're going to have a look at the gyro cam. This is a very unique cam. As you can see, each individual bump with every rotation of the car, as you can see right there, as Zeke is going to make himself on the backstretch. As you can see, this is relative to like the track, so it's kind of banked just slightly, just a touch on the straightaway, just a tiny bit, not much, but a tiny bit. Zeke Reyes, of course, being the usual broadcaster in the league, in that number 04 car. Bruh, okay. He's the usual broadcaster on this channel. I'm taking over for tonight because I found it last time when I broadcasted the Bristol race. I think it was, yeah, it was a quite long race, 200 laps, and this is the longest race, I believe, of the season. So I won't be broadcasting every chase race. I'm not sure if I'm going to do tomorrow's race or tomorrow's event. However, maybe not. I'm not sure where Xfinity is at. However, depending on where it is and if I'm good at the track or if I want to do it, I may hop on the booth again and take over. As O'Quinn makes himself up to 8th, as everybody is starting to go a lap down just based off pit strategy, as it's from 4th on back. Eli O'Quinn in 6th place. Zeke Reyes is still pacing the field in 1st. He is your current leader. We're going to see if Nick Miller and Derek Smith got back together. And no, they're racing each other. Maybe they're flipping spots for this run. No, Derek's just super far behind. As you can see, that 41 machine, Christopher Wills, doing a little bit of pit strategy. He's in 2nd place. Zeke Reyes has Nick Miller, or a bumper full of Nick Miller, so they're going to... There's Nick Miller right there. I'm going to see what happens when he goes to the inside. Zeke's going to move out of the way, let Nick by, no problemo, but he's going to be a lap down. You know what? He can keep going. Maybe he's just going to run the tank dry and see if he can catch a caution here. Maybe someone going to push their tires a little hard here. They maybe smack the wall and spin down the track. You never know. With iSCAR, anything can happen, and it usually does. Yeah, the 66 is going to make himself around the 04. Now, Nick, if I'm Nick, I would be checking up, getting off the gas, lifting a little bit just to get Derek up to my back bumper. If Derek can get to your back bumper, then you guys are locked up and you can pull away even more so from where you were before the green flag pit stops. Anyways, I'm going to take this moment right here to maybe go get something to drink, take a break right quick, as we are just over a quarter through this event here tonight. Ezeckiel Reyes is really slow. He's out of... Oh! He caught a caution! He caught a caution! And that is not what Nick Miller wanted. You see, if Christopher Whale or Josh Patterson stay out, everybody's trapped. And Zeke is probably celebrating. We're going to have a look. I'm just going to have a look at Zeke right now to see what his reaction is. That is unbelievable. We caught a caution. I was wondering what was going on when he slowed down. I thought he was out of fuel. Not what I was expecting. Just a little giggle, I guess. I was expecting to go, "Hoo-ah!" But, you know, just Zeke things. As he's going to make himself on pit road, everyone else is going to take a wave around. And they are screwed. On tires, everybody that's short pitted there, they're done for. And he is trapped. Literally everybody in the top 20, or everybody outside the top 20 is trapped a lap down now. If Zeke was a little more aggressive, I believe Derek Smith and Nick Miller will be fine, because they're on the lead lap again. However, they're going to be far at the back. But everybody that didn't pass him, including Eli O'Quinn, everybody behind him, yeah, Josh Patterson, Cade McKee, everybody, all those guys are on the lead lap. Christopher Whale, this strategy really worked out for him. As you can see, we saw him get past. And Ezeckiel Reyes and Christopher Whale are your first two off pit road. What a contrary strategy. I'm going to, head out, maybe get something to drink, and I will be back when we go back green here in the iSCAR TSP Cup Series. I will leave it at this grid here as I need to get some hydration. So I will be back, and more action of the TSP Cup Series will return. we're back under green for the Cup Series as we have 64 laps completed. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. 64 laps completed out of every one of those laps. Come on, fuck, I can't talk. 64 laps completed out of the 200 scheduled for tonight. We have 3 green-white checkers as Zeke is going to go to the inside. We're going to look on board with Ezeckiel Reyes. As you can see in that number 04 Camaro, he is making his way to the inside. And it looks like he's going to get a nose. As you can see, the stream's a little bit delayed, and Cade McKee goes around. Around goes the 3. Caution's going to come out. And that is not...
Miller shoved it under me. I couldn't.
What a change in events. My goodness. Wow. Caution waving. As we're going to have a look at what happened to Cade McKee here in that 27 car. Alright, so Zeke cut it close on the 27. The 27 shoots up the track. He slams the wall. And a chase driver is going to fall victim to this. Michael DiMaggio gets clipped. Oh, you hate to see it. In that 27, oof, man. Both of those being chase drivers. Cade McKee, Michael DiMaggio. Cade was out to start this race. So this is not what these two want to see. Michael has no front clip anymore, and I believe Cade doesn't as well. As you can see, everybody does a great job avoiding him. As it looks like that blue Camaro may have something. Ooh, oh man. Josh Patterson in as well. No, that's Malachi Drake. 3 chase cars have been taken out in this accident. And they have called it quits. This is a shocker. I did not expect this change in events. My goodness. Wow. What a shakeup. Yeah, Zeke has pit. And he's just having a look at the incidents at the moment. And man, just you hate to see it. Chase car being taken out. Not intentionally, of course, as Zeke is not in the playoffs, so I can tell he did not mean to do that. As I'm just going to mute the browser source right there so we don't have people cussing over the radio. But what an unfortunate turn of events for Cade McKee, Michael DiMaggio, and Malachi Drake. Their seasons may have been ruined from just the events of that. And you just hate to see it. It's just, man, not the thing you want to have. So, I'm going to go take this time to get another bottle of water as we are coming up on what we're going to do this time. So I'm going to go take some water, take the time to go get some water, and I will be back. We're about to go green once again, the second or third caution out on the night for an incident involving Ezeckiel Reyes and 3 playoff cars. Not a great way to, I guess, show yourself. And I'm going to have a fix at this ticker real quick, so bear with me, gang. And search. Alright, so everything should be settled with the ticker. Alright, cool beans. As we are about to go green once again. Pace car is about to come in. And there's something going on with the ATVO where it's not displaying yellow flags. I don't know what's going on with it. Casey Drake has damage. His green flag is back in the air. Christopher Whale leads him on to green as Nick Miller and Derek Smith have a car separating them, and he's going to try to get around him as quick as he can. Christopher Whale is your leader. Whale, of course, being one of the quicker guys. He is on proximity racing outside of iSCAR. And he is known for being a very quick racer. And he has adapted very well to everything. And here he is leading laps. He played some pit strategy to get up towards the front. And it has paid off big time for him as he snagged the lead away. And Derek Smith is going to have no choice but to have to push him as Nick Miller and Josh Patterson are just breaking away. Josh has damage on his back end, and Nick Miller is going to have to push him to get up to Derek, because if he tries to race Josh, Derek and Christopher are just going to pull away. Of course, this being one of the this would be one of the non-common races for Christopher Whale, as these two, or as he has not made many starts this season. He did start off pretty strong throughout the beginning of the year. Forensic Hermit, originally being Tramdad Motorsports, consolidated down to a few cars, and they decided to swap in a few guys and throw some guys out. And I believe we are still under green. Okay, I thought we got a caution. I was like, yeah, I'm just not used to these cars going so slow. Courtesy of NASCAR for making them very slow and sluggish. Thank you, NASCAR. We all love your package. We all love it. Now Christopher Whale showing his strength, flexing his muscles as he is leading, and Derek Smith has no choice but to push him, and Nick is probably like just livid in his collar right now at the fact that this has happened. We're going to go back to Ezeckiel Reyes wherever he is. He is running pretty far back in the field. As we have an onboard camera on Zeke's machine. As you can see, Zeke is broadcasting. As you can see, he is just vibing in the corner, a tiny bottom left corner. As it's delayed a little bit, but you get a good idea for what an iRacer sees from their perspective as Zeke goes to the inside and he'll get around the 028. You can see the pass from his perspective. And yeah, as you can see, these guys are paying a fair amount of respect towards each other as they just showing it out by themselves. And Zeke will get around, and he moves up into, I believe, 14th place. So we need to go back. And you can see there was a little bit of a scuffle just in front of him. That 52 car being, I think that's the 52. How about Co? Or Kilo Hankins? Sorry, I called him Co. That's his nickname. Everybody calls him that. However, he made a charge from 20th place, not having a solid run. And he turned that around in a heartbeat as he is running solidly inside the top 10 in 7th place. Kiloa has usually just come in clutch when it matters. Kilo not having, and I'm not sure what's going on with his last name, or if ATVO just hates Hankins, but we'll just call him Kilo. As I restarted the ticker and it just not working, so I'm not sure what's going on with Kilo's name and ATVO, but I guess just Simon Grossman and Kilo must have had a scuffle or at some point in time to just outlaw the word Hankins for appearing on the ticker. Whatever. But you know, that happens. As he has started 19th and he clawed himself all the way up into 7th. As he's gonna get him, I bet he's comfortable here. As out of the, he's third of everybody in the chase. He is third at the moment. As we have a little bit of an incident going on up there, as Cade McKee in that 27 being really slow, involved in that accident earlier. As we have a caution on the racetrack. Session events. Caution waving for Jack DeAndrea. We're going to see what occurred here. Oh, he just went through the grass. What the heck? Okay. I am not sure what occurred. Cade McKee, what happened? I'm at a loss. Who would be that died? I'm trying to find out what happened. I can't see. They ain't telling me. Alright, so we have cars coming on pit road. I'm trying to see what happened. I'm not seeing flag for anything. Other than Kilo Hankins, but he was fine. So I'm not sure what occurred here. What? Maybe Matthew Klein, perhaps? I don't know. You know what? I have no clue. Yep, he's destroyed. It was Klein. I don't know what happened to Klein. iRacing is not going back to look at it when I click his name. But caution out for the 00 machine of Matthew Klein. Crikey. Whoops. Sorry, Garrett. Not a good run for Matthew Klein. Alright, give me a second. Say something, Mitch.
Hello.
Okay, you were kind of quiet. Nothing.
Is this better?
Hang on. No, it's not you. It's my iRacing. It's super loud.
Okay.
Okay. So, where is Mitch Hobbs?
Dead coming off pit road.
Okay, so we are joined by Mitch Hobbs. We are joined by Mitch Hobbs in this number 13 car. Okay. We are joined by Mitch Hobbs in this number 13 car. As you can see, he's making his way around the track. Mitch, how's your race been?
It's been quite terrible.
Yeah. This race hasn't gone to plan for a lot of cars as you were trapped 3 laps down. From pit strategy, I assume it would have been 2, given pit stops played out. However, did you catch what the last caution was for? I didn't see. iRacing.
Yeah, I got dumped by Garrett Hustle.
Garrett.
Yeah. he drifted up to me on the straightaway and turned me. We got some rear end damage, but nothing too major. We should be alright.
Alright, you're 3 laps down. Do you think you can catch a few cautions and maybe take a wave around and probably try to, chance it to get up through the field, or you're just gonna ride it out and try to get spots on attrition?
I think unfortunately it's gonna be a ride it out. We got some pretty good front end damage from when I binned it off pit road and hit the wall. Hashtag spingate. But yeah, just gonna be riding around, having some fun back here, seeing how fast this thing really is, because it's definitely at its bangs and brutes.
Alright, that's Mitch Hobbs, driver of the 13 Mustang. Mitch, hope to see you in post-race interviews.
Yep, see you there, Liam.
Okay, that was Mitch Hobbs, driver of the number 13, and we are going to go green here in a second. And yes, we are about to go green as Christopher Will is going to lead him off to the green flag, as he is your leader. Nick Miller moves his way up into second, and Derek, it's kind of like a role reversal here. Nick is in second, and Derek is in traffic. Those two working together, those two controlled this race, and I bet they thought they had it under their thumb. But not going to go well for them, as their whole entire strategy is just out the window. And Christopher's just trying to get away from Nick, as I don't think he's going to help. I don't think Nick's going to help Christopher as much as he was helping Derek. Friends of Kermit Racing is not really active in iSCAR. They were about mid-season, early season. However, their presence has kind of faded off, and they just haven't been really involved, if you will. As you can see, the same thing is occurring here, where 2 cars break away, being Christopher Whale and Nick Miller. They've broken away from the pack, and everybody else is just trying to keep up on pace. Kind of realistic to the All-Star package that was run this year, where 2 cars kind of broke away and everyone else was in a single file line, maybe getting to the inside, making some passes work. The inside being probably the dominant line going into the corners. And caution's back out. And hopefully this time we'll be able to see it. Oh, car goes around. And a car goes up and over. That's Charlie Byer. And man, what a... You really hate it to be Charlie. And Josh Patterson gets to his quarter panel there. Charlie gets just sent sideways. You hate it to be Charlie in this scenario. Keaton Jones got super lucky there. I don't know if he got clipped. If Keaton got super lucky here, he got a little bit of damage there. Maybe some net code going on. But Charlie goes up and over, flipping on his roof. And did he get hit again? That would be a huge hit to Kealoha Hankins if Ko got into him. Unfortunately, I think that was the case. Maybe Ko... Oh, you could see how he locked it up. Great wreck avoidance right there. I don't know if he fishtails it around. Ooh, this is going to be close. This is the most anxiety-inducing thing I've seen. Yeah, the 52 gets into him, that Ford Mustang. Kealoha does a great job slowing down to a stop. However, I don't think it's going to be enough as the 028 just slams in the co. But what a great job avoiding, at least avoiding that wreck from Kealoha. Where is he? Where's that sucker? We are going to ride on board with what Kealoha saw. So Kealoha goes in the corner. And this number 72, Ezeckiel Reyes on his inside, and Charlie gets turned, and he does a great job slowing that car down, and unfortunately just gets ARCA braked into by the 028, and I think that's race over for Jack D'Andrea. Maybe enough cars got in that where Mitch Hobbs got the lucky dog, you never know. And Darius Ruzadadgar gets through. So, big turnaround in events as we have guess who's the top two. These guys. Nick Miller and Derek Smith. They're finally back up together as Christopher Whale has dropped back to 5th place. I wish I could have seen it, unless it was just under caution. They're just playing some strategy. But, yikes. That is a big yikes there. I would give it on a scale of yikes, I would give it yeah. I tried, okay. Yikes. Just, what a shame. You never want to see people tear up their equipment. Unfortunately, that's just the case that happened tonight. Caution's back on the track, and I will take a step aside to chill and vibe and relax and chillax. I don't know. And we're going to let this caution play out. 89 laps of 200 complete as the pace car is on track. Alright, gamers, we are back for the drop of the green flag on lap 90 of 200. 110 laps to go out of this 200 lap event at Charlotte, and green flag is in the air. Oh my goodness, Nick and Derek catch the field black, and as Josh Patterson is trying to find a way, oh no, that's Christopher Whale trying to find a way around the car in front of him. I believe that's Eli O'Quinn in that 40. And a big crash on the backstretch. Around goes the 5. With the 157. Blaze McKinney spins around on the backstretch. Caution comes out once again. As you can see, Blaze just clips the apron. And he's going to spin around. Ezeckiel Reyes avoids damage, or at least a lot of damage. And everybody does a great job coming down to a stop. Kiloa Hankins does another excellent job at avoiding that wreck, or at least, you know, minimizing as much damage as he could. Great wreck avoidance by Kiloa Hankins. We're going to ride on board with him once again through that incident, as there was a few other problems going on. Here's Kiloa in that 72. Oh man, and he explodes onto the back straightaway, and it taps it a little bit. You know, that won't hurt him that much. His car is pretty much already destroyed, so can't really add that much, just insult to injury at that point. We're gonna see if we can catch what happened to the rest of the field. It was like, oh no, just Blaze spun. That's it. Blaze McKinney around, bringing out the 5th caution, as we're going to go side by side with Zeke's onboard camera.
That front end damage is way more than you had earlier. I can just tell you that much. The rear damage is about the same. Fuck. That front end's all bashed. But it's not as bad as Casey's, which is like completely bad. But yours is not good either.
On the right.
Casey, I got destroyed in that wreck.
Yeah, looks like you're
How did I get the free pass?
First car 1 lap down got involved in the wreck.
Alright, I'll get that.
Hey, Zeke, I'm sorry about that. It got involved in that. Yeah, I'm sorry. I tapped the apron and it just grabbed me and wouldn't let me go.
Awesome. 0, 2, go.
Yeah, I got you. I was just trying to find you on the road.
Surprised about that. I don't know if it's weird surprised about the price.
No problem. It's another stupid black flag.
Price we went 60 laps under green, and now we have. How many cautions have 5 now?
I think it's more than that, EV.
Really? I think 1 to 5 cautions.
I got a passing under yellow 30 seconds. I don't know why.
Oh. Is it if it's holding?
Because I'm pretty sure Beam is bored. We're gonna give him that honorary Joker lap and take the front stretch chain little section there. Can I get
Should I clear it? Because if
Can I
it's
get my
holding-
black cleared? Because it told me I was the free pass and then got a passing under yellow issue.
Okay, do I
Oh,
clear
it was
that then?
because the 71 was not caught up, then I went on pit road.
3 seconds, I thought you were there.
Okay, so does he have a black? Alright, alright, I'll get that, because says he's not
Go, go,
serving
go.
penalty.
Oh, Miller got
Miller got it.
Yeah,
Me and
I
Miller were
was
getting
getting
it at the
because
same time.
you didn't have another lap to pit, and if you wanted to pit, you'd have to wait. Yeah, I got you.
Only 1.
Yeah, it was weird.
So they all should be fine.
Alright, strategy here?
Line
Oh
up
shit,
single
I
file.
gotta send
Catch
Blaze.
about 13. Go. Toss about 20. 7. Go.
My race is done for.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm going to for the win.
yeah, I mean, you really, yeah, that's big. 1 lap till we go green. Line up on the inside. 2 red, 7. Toss up 0, 8, 8, go.
Welcome back to the iSCAR TSP Cup Series, as we have about 95 laps logged in out of this 200 lap event, as we have a total of 5 cautions so far that have been caused by cars wrecking or just on-track incidents in general. Not many chase drivers have shown up. We have about, I think, 8 or 9 in the field, so cars that missed the race tonight, they'll be fine for next week, as I believe one car we haven't talked about much is Ryan Kwan, who we'll talk about once we get this restart underway and cars are squared away, as green flag is back in the air and Nick Miller leads him back green. And here we go, back again. Nick Miller and Derek Smith are going to pull their strategy once again. Christopher Whale did a great job avoiding that wreck earlier, as he settles out in third. Going to try to tag along with these two, as he is only maybe a tenth or so back. He doesn't want to stay far behind him, because once they disconnect, his tires are going to be pooped. So the last thing he wants to do is disconnect from the rest of them. And Nick Miller and Derek Smith are going to be leading your field here, as Christopher Whale is going to settle in behind him, and I think they're going to get themselves under a blanket here. Maybe Christopher Whale is working something out with these guys. Not entirely sure, but you never know. So, not much to talk about. We're going to go back to Ryan Kwan, who is a chase driver, and he has done an excellent job keeping his car clean here tonight. As you can see, he is one of the 408 Racing entries in that number 28 Camaro, and he did a great job avoiding the wreck earlier, as he is in 10th place. He started 24th, and he's clawed himself up through the field and did a great job at doing so. And we're gonna ride on board with him from the gearbox, as we have Keaton Jones working all over his teammate, I believe that is. Where is Keaton Jones? Where is that man lad? Oh, there he is. That Camry makes his way around the 28. Ryan has a little bit of back end damage. However, his teammate, well, that is not his teammate, that is Zeke. The guy we cut away to under caution was Zeke, and here he is making another charge at it. His car isn't as destroyed as he said. He's maybe looking for a top 10 run. As he goes to the inside, Keaton Jones having a major problem. As you can see, his car is way off the pace, 171. That is way slower than you should be going. As you can see, Zeke is having some trouble clearing him, but Zeke's going to move into the top 10 in that 04 Camaro. Ooh, close quarters there. As you can see, Zeke looks to the inside once again, as he's going to try to get that suck from Ryan Kwan. Zeke's going to clear Keaton, and now that opens the sights for the 5 to take pounce on that 77 Camry, as Keaton Jones is going to try to work all over the 04. He's going to run him up the track. Keaton Jones in the wall. He'll spin down to the infield. Can he keep it straight? Oh, what a save by Keaton Jones. Oh my goodness. What a job that was. We're going to take a replay at that, as he's going to drop really far through the running order, all the way back to, I think, yeah, he dropped far. I think he's last on the lead lap. He's going to drop to 15th. Surprisingly, there's 15 cars on the lead lap. Last of which being Darius Rizadadgar. There he is right behind him. Is he going to make the pass? Here comes Dario to the inside. And Dario, will he make the pass? Won't he? Will he do it? Will he won't? No. Dario's pretty far off the pace. I'm not sure what's going on with this Camry. I don't know what's going on here. Maybe he's trying to run the higher line. I don't see how the line up high would prevail in iRacing, as it really just, it's never done that. So I don't know why he's running the higher line, but you know, all power to him. I'm not going to judge him for it. That's just racing. And Keaton's going to block Dario. I'm not sure what he's doing there. He's going to head to the inside of Keaton Jones, and he's going to make it pass for 14th position. As we have Garrett Holsey and Mitch Hobbs. He got one of his 3 laps down. He's got him back. So he's now 2 laps down. You know, has a fair bit of, you know, work to do to climb his way back up through the field. However, nothing he can't do. And he has done an excellent job so far, and I wouldn't count him out. Nick Miller in this Camaro, he is leading the charge as the 3-car tandem has worked. These 3 have broken away by about an entire second from Brody, who is in 4th. Speaking of Brody, he has been a guy that I haven't talked about much. I am just not aware of his driving style, as he is in that number 99, originally occupied by Peter Kenny. Peter took a lead from the series. He is back once again. You can see that number 42 car on the ticker. Not the night he was hoping for, however, the 99 is going to make a strong run. Being Peter's former number, Peter had to take a lead from the league for a while, and he's back now. But, you know, Brody took advantage and took the 99 away from Peter, and he's giving the 99 one of its best runs it's ever had in iSCAR. So, Brody running 4th, and I'm pretty sure it's safe to say that he'd be very happy with this result if he finishes where he's running. Eli O'Quinn and Josh Patterson, close quarters here. Josh trying to find a way around in this number 02 car. Josh Patterson trying to work around the 40. That would be Eli O'Quinn. And it looks like he's just gonna vibe and not do anything, as I have 3 mentions, so I have no idea what these are from. I hope it's nothing bad. I hope it's Gucci gang. We all good. We Gucci, right? Dang it. I don't know. So there's been something I've been working on. Not working on, but, you know, throughout the day I've been, you know, clawing at. Major series at Daytona, or not Daytona, Rockingham. And I'm about to see if I made the top split, so you guys are going to get my raw reaction to this. I don't know if I made top split. I wouldn't be surprised if I didn't, because I shit the bed in qualifying. But we're going to see where I stacked up. So, this is not America's. Where is European? 63, 63. There he is. 34th. And I did it. I am Pro 1 in 34th place. I didn't think I'd do it, but check it out on RaceSpot TV tomorrow. Man, on the iRacing Esports Network, I didn't think I was going to qualify that far up in the field, or 34th. I didn't think I was going to qualify for the event, but we did, and we're Gucci. So, shit, sorry. That was my shifter. It popped out of reverse. Nick Miller, he is leading the charge still in that number 9 Camaro. Derek Smith right behind him. Christopher Whale as well. These 3 have been making a very strong run. Christopher Whale starting to drop off of this lead pack, or off of these lead 2. And I've experienced this. I did this at Vegas with In the Fuel Mission 22 Cup Series in their finale with their Cup car. And I worked together with two of the championship contending cars, and we worked in a 3-car tandem. And unfortunately, when we caught a lap car, I just dropped right off. And when I dropped off, my right front, it was gone. I had no right front left. So I hope Christopher is aware that once he catches a lap car and they have to check up, he's gonna drop back like a rock. So we do not want Christopher to drop back. I have a feeling Derek is trying to take a different line so Christopher can suck back up, and he does a great job at doing so. Christopher back up to the lead pack. Great job done by Christopher. I would do some in-race interviews, but not many people have been willing to come in the call with me. So, that is unfortunate. Nobody that has iRacing has been able to come in the call, but if we get a caution, maybe I'll hop in Zeke's voice call and maybe get an in-race interview with him, as Nick Miller, Derek Smith, and Josh Patterson are leading the charge here. Lap 115 of 200. These three have been doing a really great job just checking themselves out from the field, doing a very solid job. It is about a 2-second gap from Brody to Christopher. Yeah, sorry, I almost said Derek. Caught myself, but you know what? Whatever. So these three have been doing a great job at breaking away from the rest of the field. Brody Gardner in that 99, he has broken away from Eli O'Quinn and Josh Patterson. We got a little bit of a scuffle going on back here. Blaze McKinney taps the wall. He spun around, and he's all the way back up to 7th. Ryan Kwan and Kealoha Hankins. What a great run it's been for him. Casey Drake with a destroyed front end. We're going to look on board with Kealoha Hankins to have a look at that destroyed front. Look at that. There is no way in hell that he should be running there. And Kealoha. It's just Kealoha. No other name. Just Kealoha. That's it. As you can see in this Camaro, you can see Casey's destroyed front end, but somehow, some way, I don't know. I'm flabbergasted at the way that he's able to keep up with the field. Man, what a wacky turn of events. As you can see, these three red cars, I thought they were teammates temporarily. But that is Ezeckiel Reyes. He just never makes a start in this series due to him broadcasting. And here I am, and you don't see a 34 car in the field, so it's me, guys. I wish I had some more content to talk about, but it's just, this package really isn't that interesting. I mean, I would rather commentate 200 laps than drive 200 laps, that's for damn sure. Thank God we're not doing 600 miles of this. Oh my goodness. So we're going to have a look on board with Ezeckiel Reyes in that 04 car. As we're going to give it a second to load in. And we're going to have a look at the team communication with this group.
It was on Wednesday.
Somehow Riley Herbst had a freaking
We celebrated it today so like everybody can show up. This Saturday.
Yeah, somehow Riley Herbst was battling for a Saturday series, man.
Yeah, I turned the TV on instead of in second. I'm like, wait, what the hell's going on?
I came back, it was like 30 laps ago. Briscoe and Harrison were legit riding the wall every lap, and then Briscoe's
I can't believe Tommy Joe Martin's managed to top 20 with his car on like half burn.
Pretty good.
That he raced with that car?
Oh yeah, they did.
What? Good lord.
I think they took their Phoenix car and swapped the motor and a couple of the parts out and threw it in the one that caught on fire.
Right. Oh, 3 wide down the back.
Ends up like or something. I'll tell you, JD is actually like slowly but steadily improving a little bit. Like a top 20 per game at Star is something notable.
Jesse Little would have ran away there and let him get fucked over by something. He was running really good early in the race. Finally got a like really long start.
You're gonna no, I bet.
Halo. Still there.
What the fuck is going on?
Clear.
Cade, oh lord. Cade out of the way.
You're outside.
Oh, is that King? Oh yeah, there he is. Hey, leave the modifieds.
I was gonna say too.
I like that Drake is way faster than him though. With also a modified, but he's like 31 laps.
Well, as you can see, those guys were talking to keep themselves occupied as we took you on board for, I think, about 5 laps of content with Ezeckiel Reyes in that 04. He is doing a very solid job in this position. He is running fairly well. He got by Josh Patterson, and I believe he has worked himself up into the, let's have a look at 7th position. So, a very solid run for Ezeckiel Reyes, as I think he is very good on the long runs here, as Derek Smith and Christopher Whale have swapped positions here, as Derek Smith is starting to back away from this group here, as these 3 have split up. We're going to see if we can catch the moment this happened. Let's have a look-see. No, Nick Miller. Where is Nicholas? I want to see what happened. What has occurred? Okay, maybe this will show it. Okay. That's not worth it. I just assumed that Derek got tight. And here comes Christopher Whale in at 41. He doesn't make too many starts in this league as Nick is trying to break the draft, trying to find a way to get Christopher off his bumper, as Christopher has burnt tires due to him having to follow Derek and Nick. So, what does this mean? This means that Miller can just sort of check out. And this is not something that is very common with this package, as we're going to have a look on board with Nick. As there in that orange car in the background, that is Christopher Whale, as he is starting to make his way closer and closer, 7/10. Now the difference, Nick ran a 30.75 compared to Chris running a 30.68. So the gap is closing very slowly. However, I don't think it's going to be enough, because when you think about it, as this run goes on, as Nick ran a 68 compared to a 65 with Chris, as he gets closer, Christopher is going to start washing up further and further to the point where he has to lift further and further off the throttle. So therefore, Nick is going to have to just keep his line and hope he never catches a lap car, because once he does that, he's going to have a very tough time getting around it, because that arrow push is going to come at him and it's going to hit him like a brick wall. So, what does he do? Well, he just has to hope Christopher doesn't catch him. But as I say that, 30.85 compared to a 30.76 from Chris. So Chris is he's reeling him in, as Derek is about 3/10 off the pace now. As you can see, he ran a 31.006 compared to a 30.76. As there's a 27, Cade McKee, he's a lap down. Can Chris use that as an advantage? As, let's see what happened, 30.85 to a 30.73. Christopher is doing a great job persevering through this arrow push, as he is not having a very fun time following Nick. I can assure you that. He's lifting off the throttle, but he's somehow, some way, keeping his cool together and just getting on the gas. He is somehow doing it, as he's washing very high up the track compared to Nick. You could see how he took the middle line off the corner. Christopher was able to go higher and higher off the corner and sort of, get that run off on the straightaway, as we are now to a 30.88 compared to a 30.80.02. Christopher Whale running a 30.80 compared to a 30.88. 30.89 if you will. Pretty much a 30.9. So, yeah, Christopher is reeling him in about a 10th or 2/10 a lap. However, I don't think it's going to be enough, because we're going to see what happens here. 30.84 to a 30.80.41. 30.80.27 through the gap is starting to no longer close, as Nick is going to have to find a way, or not Nick, Christopher is going to have to find a way to take a different line to get around Nick, as I don't think the bottom line is going to be able to do it. Maybe if he has Dario's help, he can just run the top. I don't think that's really a valid option in iRacing. As, you could see, oh my goodness. Nick ran a 30.78 and Christopher ran a 30.94. So you can see from about 10 seconds ago when Chris got that close enough off of turn 4. He got that suck up to Nick, and by the time he crossed over with the dirty air, he just shot up the track. There he is again. Nick is running very high up the track, so therefore he can no longer run in the preferred line. Neither can Chris, and Chris less so, or more so Chris and Nick, because Nick has been in clean air this entire time. Chris hasn't. So Chris either needs a caution now, because Nick ran a 30.82 compared to Chris running a 30.95. He needs a caution now as he's going to an inside of a car. I think he's working with someone maybe. We're going to have a look here as Nick and... Oh no, it's just another car in the background. So 6/10 is the gap. Now it's 8/10 for this battle for the lead, as Nick Miller and Christopher Whale are duking it out amongst themselves, as Derek M. Smith is starting to run sort of even lap times. I don't think he's going to be able to catch him on raw pace. He's going to need a caution to be able to reel him back in. We're going to have a look here. There's a little bit of a scuffle going on back here for 6th position, as Ryan Kwan and Blaze McKinney. Blaze has worked himself back into the top 5. What a solid run for him, as he's going to try to go for more and get a 4th place running order, or 4th place position. 5 seconds back of the lead, so I don't think these guys are going to be able to challenge for the lead without a caution here, as there's Derek Smith in that pink contingency iSCAR Camaro, the Sunoco Fuel Camaro, as Blaze gets around the 99. Probably not much to the 99's dismay there. We're going to have a look at that. We're going to see how he did this, as I went too far back. Alright, so here's Blaze, right here. This is Mad Lad. This Chad, if you will. So we're going to see how he set up this pass right here. We're riding on board with the 157. He's going to get to the outside. He's running a further lane off of the track. And this is what Christopher has to do here to get by Nick. Once he gets this close, this is what Chris has to do, is he's closed the gap to 6/10, 5/10 now. Chris gets to the outside. The 99 runs low. Chris is going to take the lower arc into the corner. The 99 is going to have to be forced out of his line. He's going to get that run off the corner, as you can see right here. And what the 157 is going to do right here is he's going to pinch him down. And bippity boppity, pass is made. And blazes around the 99. Oh, whoops. Alright, so we're back in real time. And the gap is closed quickly between the top two. As you can see, these two right here, the 99 and the 41, or the 9 and the 41, these two have been the class of the field so far today. Christopher has been doing some contrary strategy, as he doesn't have many teammates in the field. He's been running some contrary strategy compared to Nick Miller, as they come around Cade McKee once again. I don't think Cade's at minimum speed, but again, this isn't NASCAR, this is iSCAR. We make our own rules. Everything happens, and usually does. So, the 41 is trying to make his way up to the 9. I'm not sure what sponsor that is on the 41, what CN is. I wish we had entry lists as they make their way onto pit road. Pit stops are about to happen as Nick Miller makes his way up into the lead. Derek Smith in second, and Christopher Whale's going to try to do the undercut. And what Christopher can do here with those fresh tires, when he pits, he can go out for much longer and just start to close in that gap. Meanwhile, while Nick pits, Chris is closing the gap already, so that gap is going to shrink. And since the gap was 0.2 of a second, this gap will be just destroyed. It's like it's gone. So this is what really smart. I like what he's doing here. He pit for tires, and now he's going to go out and probably take the lead away from Nick once this plays out. Hopefully it does play out here. If this doesn't play out, this is not going to be to Christopher's favor, whatever. Okay, so I thought we heard cars slowing down there, but unfortunately, fortunately not. As Nick's going to come down pit road this time. No. Is the caution out? Caution's out on the racetrack. What's the caution for? The 99, 157. What happened? Zeke. Oh no. Alright, so we're going to see what happened here to Ezeckiel Reyes. As we're going to go on his onboard camera. And you can see he's just deflated right there, and he's not happy. We're going to have a look as he's getting his car towed. That car is destroyed. Zeke tries to get on the binders, and bam! You hate to see it.
I mean, it's supposed to be retired.
The 04 has crashed. And not the ending that Ezeckiel Reyes wanted to end his one-off here in the Cup Series. He doesn't get to do many starts here in iSCAR due to broadcasting the league. And unfortunately, this start just won't end well. And I can tell you who is upset about this caution. And that is the 41 of Christopher Whale. He is not happy. Unless he is. Because he's the leader. Now wait. Did Christopher get lapped? He is the lucky... What? What's going on? I'm confused. Okay. You know what? All I know is 04 Rex. 41's on pit road. Crikey. So, I'm going to take a step away from the mic, and we're going to let this caution play out. 56 laps remain in the iSCAR TSP Cup Series round from Charlotte, and we're going to take you to the end here in this final stretch. Christopher Whale leads the pack. Pace car is about to come in as we're going to be set for 53 laps to take us to the finish. And green flag is in the air. Nick Miller takes it off. And he gets on the line. Nick Miller leads. Garrett Smith second. And everybody else is going to follow suit. Is not running very well. Caution. However, he's going to need another caution to get through up into the contention once again. As he takes us through the field. Christopher, he gets a really loose, maybe a little bit of a bump from the guy behind him. He started second, now he's running 10th. As caution's out on the racetrack. Oh, big crash in the background. The 40 goes around Eli O'Quinn. Oh my goodness, the 088 gives a shove and the 5 spins the 40 into the wall. The 088 involved as well. And that is a big gaggle on the front stretch. We're gonna ride. We're not gonna ride on board with anything, but we're gonna see that slow-mo cam. So as you can see off the corner, maybe the 5 thinks the 40 is going to go down, and I think that was just the case. They're teammates, and the 5 just spins the 40, clips the 088. The 40 is going to back in right into the wall on the front stretch. And, yeah, caution is out. And that is a shame. You don't want to see that. That is not what you want to have at this kind of race. And so I wish I could take you guys at the end. I just want to rest my local boats for this exciting finish we're about to have here as we get to the end of this event. So I'm going to give it one last rest, and we're going to be going to the end of the race.
Nah, you gave me a bump. Like, maybe you didn't get it on your end, you've been blinking the whole race, but like, I didn't overdrive it, I was just trying to pass you and split you.
Is that what gave you the 4X strip?
Yeah, because it was like a 0X, but then he got turned, which turned it into a 4X for no reason, so.
Alright. And, 088, no, I wasn't yelling at you, I was questioning what the heck. Alright. You're fine.
mean, I put it in neutral and it still wouldn't let me do my repair. I have to go back into the road again. I have 5 minutes to repair to do. That's a fat hell.
Everybody take the contain, come on.
Back to Charlotte, where we are going to take you to the end as we have less than 50 laps to go here. This is relatively iSCAR TSP trip. Trey Shuttlesworth Photography Cup Series. This is lots of drama going on. Dave McKee being one of those that is just trying to get points. And those are valuable in the playoffs, so we just got to run to the end. Gotta make sure you're still there at the end. There's green flags in the air. Derek Smith leads him off. Get that going. This Nick Miller's gonna follow and shoot. He's gonna get a great launch. As you can see, Christopher Whale. Yeah, there he is. He's going to the inside. He's not going to take up through the field. But he just needs a few timely cautions to get back in contention. On lap 154 of 200 in the Sedan. It's just Derek Smith to try to get something. I think we have to pit one more time. I'm not sure if they did it again. Maybe they're saving. Maybe they're not. This is going to be a really close race. 47 laps down, not a very strong run from him. And after trying to have a 75 laps down. Not the best run we had, and we got a car sitting on the front stretch. Yeah, maybe not. It really looked like someone got sent around. Man, these guys are not giving anybody. In this, cup package, I guess. As you can see, as that 41 starts to pull in on the 71, it's starting to spread out. Have you seen that? You can see two cars they're starting to break away. They're starting to break out. They're closing in on each other, and therefore, maybe this tandem thing isn't working, because you can see Derek starting to win 66. This whole thing here, that tandem drafting is completely prevailing, may not be holding true, because they're starting to break away, and everybody's starting to break away. The thing is, they can't really pass. The thing is, you gotta be really careful. I think some trees that you want to they have to be really careful on how they time their runs, because if they just get a little cars are not going to pass. As you can see, the 41 is in second position. Make it way up in the 6th position. The 41 is perfect racing. Old Mustang. As you can see Ryan Horton is still on the way up to the for a full 08 racing. He's having a very strong run. He didn't start off to, they didn't go off to a great start. However, he's moved on to a very solid run, solid wins at the top. I don't think he'll be able to stay here unless he gets out of Blaze McKinney. Blaze, he also rebounded really well in that Camaro. He had a really good rebound. He went for an earlier spin at around lap 100, about the halfway point of this race. He was rebounded to be solidly in the top 4 because he's joined the party up there. Logan Clampitt. He has Ryan Horton sends it to the inside. It's inside the productions. That car. Ryan's going to send it in there. 28's a little bit steady, and he is clear. And there's the 41. There's the 41. And that 28. And 28 just made it easier for the 41 to take advantage of the 157 mistake. I'm trying to learn more too. I have been absent from the series for a while, so I'm really great with names, but I can also. As you can see, Christopher Will, he probably has the cleanest car of lap 1. There's a beautiful car up ahead. Not something you can do about less than meters, and there's a lap car in the his day has been doing it. Good jobs. But those stories have been great. He was now in 13th in the 13 drive. We talked to him earlier about his day and what his plan was. He has a fair bit of damage. He's not going to piece of the pack, but maybe tiny cautions, perhaps getting maybe a lap, he'll be able to, make it up if you will. You'll be able to, maybe if cars get together on the last section, late caution, get weapons in for random maximum amount. He's in the factory street. A 13's on the last. Logan Smith still leads the way over Ryan Brown, Christopher Will, David Collins, below Hankins, Josh Chevrolet Camry. He has destroyed cars. Look at him. Destroyed equipment. He is running 10th and he has no front foot. Oh, no. That's good to do. My bad. Christopher sets his sights on the he was able to get moved out of the way pretty quickly when the 157 got by the 99. And maybe we can put it up here, but you never know. 160 as Christopher Will has to get to the outside. He has to clear the 99 as soon as he can, because once he does, the 99 or the 66 and the 99 at some point, and hey, if you get a caution, they're the leaders. And Christopher's back in the lead. Christopher's driven his way up and down. He took a lucky dog on that other side and then got if we get a caution here. You don't see any potential downs. Hankins is reeling in the 71 really quickly. These guys aren't teammates, they're supposed to similarly style there's a 72 is trying to get inside the 71. Nothing's really going to happen here, I don't think so. As the 40 is in that round. maybe this will play off to, what's his name? Yeah. If Mitch can get by the 40, he's good. Yeah, the 40 compared to this 13. Okay, so the 13 is so 13 puts it on 70. Yeah, the 40 is the purple car, but maybe, just maybe. Okay, so here's interesting. The 40 is slowing down more, but the 13 is now going to a higher speed. And the 13 or the 40 has the benefit of the gas. So once he gets out of the ground, he's gone. So as you can see, the 72 got around the 71. I really have that, you know, really that's high setup. Here's the pass window for Christopher Whale trying to get around the number 99. Christopher Whale. As we're going to see him set up this pass on the 99 car. The 99 is running a really wide line. I'm kind of surprised about that. He's trying to prevent a little bit of a run going on to the outside. 41's going to try to peek up, peek down. Here comes the 41 to the inside. The 99 is going to try to shut the door. Not going to happen. The 41's going to try to clear. And 41 clears the 99. No, not clear. As he has to give up a little bit of room on the top side for the 99 to a little bit of breathing room. As the 41 going to dive to the inside once again. Is the 99 going to be cleared? We're going to have a look from his back end. Did he do it? He did. Christopher Whale back up in the third. And he's going to chase down the leaders. That is now 1.2 seconds from Chris McNeil. As you can see, the leaders are battling up here. There's a battle for the lead going on. Nick Miller to the inside, Derek Smith. Derek Smith's going to get the run off the corner. Nick Miller to the inside. He uses the apron. Nick Miller on the inside, trying to challenge the 66 for the lead. Once again, Derek Smith's going to get the line, the run off the corner with the higher line. Here comes Christopher Will. 9/10 of the second back. God. Nick Miller to the inside of the 66. Here comes the 41, only 0.8 of a second. This is not what they should be doing. They should be waiting for the last 10 laps. What are they doing? It's 175, 35 laps, or 25 laps to go. Here comes Christopher Whale. He is in the picture now with the chopper cam, I guess. They're side by side. Nick Miller on the inside, Derek Smith on the outside. They're holding themselves even. Here comes Christopher Whale, 6/10 back. Here comes the 27. He is wrecked, but he's going to be lapped again. Here comes the 41. 6/10 of a second once again. 5/10 to Nick Miller. And there goes Single once again with 30 or 25 laps to go. And Christopher Whale is in their draft. 5/10 up to Nick Miller. As he's going to go to the outside, probably try to peek in. He's not going to go in. Here comes Nick Miller. He's going to try to get the run off the corner. He's going to he's going to go to the inside. Here comes the 27. He's going to try to get that 24. The 41 will go into the draft. The 42 will go a little bit. Here comes the 9. And the 66 is going to break away from the 9. The 9 was running the lower line. And here comes the 41. I don't think it was enough for Nick or for Chris to catch up to the 9. Maybe something happens. I don't know. The 41's in the captain seat. Maybe something happens here. And my phone is back, so that's okay. Damn. So the 41 is 6/10 of a second back from the 9, and the 66 is your leader. As we have a two-car breakaway from Christopher Whale. Christopher Whale no longer has much help. However, he's doing a great job trying to hold up with Nick Miller. We're coming up with 1 laps to go in this race. Give yourselves a Guido, because it is the Guido lap. Okay, that has to be the dumbest thing I've ever said. damn it. Derek Smith leading the way over Nick Miller and Christopher Whale. Ryan Collins, third, plays the 24th. Jordan Gardner, 6th. Kilo Hankin, 7th. Corbin Collins, 8th. Josh Patterson, 9th. Where is that guy? Where is that guy? There he is. Look at him go. What a check. In that number 46 car, Darius Davlon running an impressive 11th place finish. He doesn't really have that many strong runs in the Cup Series. He's had some strong runs in the Truck Series. You know, he's run, I think, in the top 6 a few times this season. He's had some strong runs. However, here at Charlotte, he's showing his strength in the Cup car. I mean, he's running the higher light. I don't know why he's running it as much as he should be running the bottom, but yeah, you know, you do you, boy. There's Mario. There's Nick. And there's Chris. 0.5 of a second. And then there's Bill. And then there's Brother. And then there's Kilo. And then there's Corbin. But guess what? There's Josh. And then there's Casey. But you'll never guess who's right behind Casey. It'd be Dario. But guess what? You don't be lying. Well, I'm not lying because there's you. Oh, there's another battle for the lead. Nick Miller to the inside of a 66. The 66 is going to go on the higher line. Christopher Whale is going to be pulled in from this battle. And this is going to be the battle here. Christopher Whale is going to be pulled in from the 9 and the 66 battle. The 66 on the outside. He's going to try to protect the position. And here comes the 9. He's going to look to the inside. The 41. This may give up the win for them. The 41 is pulling in 0.3 of a second. That's it. That's all there is. And he's in the draft for sure. He's going to pull up alongside them. And then he's going to hold even with the 66. With the 41. What is he going to do here? Is he going to go for a 3-wide move? Or is he going to... Oh, he gets tight. The 16 with the 9 gets tight. The 9 goes around. Oh, Christopher Whale. They make contact. The 41 and the 9 get together. I don't think Christopher Whale's happy at all. And that just gives it win away. Derek Smith with 185 laps complete. He will lead Nick Miller and Christopher Whale, but you never know. It's not over. Here comes Ryan Klein, the guy who has been having a really solid race. Can he try to snag the win away from the 66? It's really sad. But the 66, in real life, shouldn't be running for you. So I guess iRacing is a if you will. If the field finishes in inverse order of what they're running right now, I swear I'll flip. It was the top 3. The top 3 finished like last, second to last, and last. I'll skip it. Get it because Christopher will. Anyways, here comes Nick Miller. He goes to the second lap to... Nick Miller 3 tenths back to... back from Derek Smith. I don't think this is over because the 41, the 9, and the 66, they're all equidistant from each other. And that's going to try to get a little bit of a run going into the corner. I don't know. It's going to be a battle between these 3 cars. I think we're around 20 and 13 laps to go. I don't know why I keep saying 10 over or something. The 9 got to the outside of the 66. He's going to fall back in line. But the 41 is not going to be much steady with him. I think Christopher's going to learn from Nick Miller. If he's going to be super aggressive here, he has to wait for them to get together. Because if the 66 and 9 get together, win for Chris. Chris is trying to suck up to the 9. Ooh, it's really tight to the outside. The 66 as well. Oh, this is going to be a really exciting one right here. 66 is all over. The 9's all over the back bump of the 66 when you're going to turn one. They're going to run off the corner. The 9's going to run a higher line. And the 66 is going to get a good run off of it. The 66 has a little bit of damage on the back end. Smith and Miller and followed by Will. And further back is Quan. If someone hits Ryan, they hit the Quan. 4th place for Ryan Quan as a 66. Duking it out for the win. We're coming up on 10 laps to go. This is about to be exciting one, so get up on your seat. And the 41 is falling back. And caution's out. Oh my goodness. This changed everything. Wow. What happened? Kiloa. Oh no. And Casey Drake is close. What happened here? Oh my goodness. The 95 just wiped out the 72. The 95 just clobbers him. Oh my goodness. What is he thinking? He is 82 laps down. That is ridiculous. That's like a... I know I have to be like a little unbiased in the commentary booth, but like, what is he thinking? My goodness. Jackson, why? Like, why do that? I don't get it. Like, yeah. I can't understand that. I'm sorry. Casey Drake stays out with under this caution with 10 laps to go. This is going to be a very controversial way to end this race if Casey Drake stays out and puts his finish in jeopardy as Casey Drake leads the way. And Nick Miller has hit the pit wall. No way. He did. Oh no. Nick. Nick hit the pit wall. He hit Derek. No, Nick. Oh my goodness. Nick. Nickelodeon. Come on, my guy. That is not how you're supposed to win the race. Anyways, 8 laps remaining in the iSCAR TSP Cup Series race. This is going to be very exciting once they get up on your seat. I'm going to step off the mic for a little bit under this caution, and we're going to take you to the finish of this exciting 200 lap event. We're about to end off this event, this 200 lap event here, with Derek Smith leading the way and Christopher Whale in third. And this is going to be the restart here. This is going to be the be-all, end-all restart here. Who is going to win and who is going to be the sucker in second? Or third. Or you never know. Maybe they end up at 15th. You never know. So, the free pass, that last caution, was Mitch Hobbs and Eli O'Quinn. They got themselves back on 1 lap down. So if they get a caution here, they are good to go. Mitch Hobbs will be in the free pass position as it's a 1.8 second gap back, so maybe this will be a good ending to Mitch Hobbs' night. If we get a caution here, maybe they wad it up. And how about Darius Rizadadgar? He saved his car. He's probably the cleanest car on the track right now, and he is in 6th. You never know, maybe he can pull an upset. Anyways, we're about to go green here for this event, as Derek Smith leads the way, Nick Miller in 2nd, Christopher Whale 3rd, as green flag is back in the air, and we're about to get 6 laps to go, a 6-lap shootout. Green flag is in the air, and the caution is not going to come out yet. If we get a caution, it changes everything. Anyways, Derek Smith leading the way. Here comes Christopher Whale, Nick Miller. Miller's trying to get up with the 66. The 66, he peaks up high, and we got a little bit of smoke in the background. Not going to be enough to throw a caution, but the 9 is going to come to the inside. He's trying to poke his way into the inside. The 41 is trying to suck into the 9. The 157, Blaze McKinney. He spins Christopher. Christopher in the wall, and the caution comes out. Oh my goodness. Well, we're going to see what happened here. Christopher Whale with a strong run going. We're going to look from his back end. Christopher gets a huge shot from Blaze McKinney. Blaze just... I can't really blame that on Blaze because Chris threw the block. It was fair game, and all bets were off. Guess you got the free pass. Wait, did he get the free pass? Well, we're about to find out. Did he or didn't he? If he didn't hit anything, he's the free pass card. And what a turnaround for Mitch's night this would be. 4 laps to go. As did Mitch slow down? Oh my god, why iRacing? He got through. And Mitch is on the lead lap. There he goes. Mitch Hobbs gets his lap back. Coming back from being 3 laps down. This man has climbed his way back up into a potential top 10. I never would have thought he could have gone from 23rd to the top 10. But here he is, the number 13 Ford Mustang of Mitch Hobbs. Keep in mind, we're not under green at the moment. We are under caution due to an incident with Christopher Whale. But Mitch Hobbs, he started 31st, and he's in 11th. He's up 20 spots. Probably the most of anybody in this field. And you never know. He went from being 3 laps down, and here he is, running 11th on the lead lap with a potential shot at a win. Maybe he'll win. You never know. These restarts get crazy, so you never know what could happen here. Anyways, Mitch Hobbs in 11th place, and this will be an exciting finish for sure. Anyways, I'm going to step aside, let the caution play out, and we will take you to the finish here in the iSCAR TSP Cup Series. I'm Liam Sheen, and I'm going to step aside. Welcome back to Charlotte where 3 laps remain. We're on a green-white checkered, and we are about to see a very exciting finish for sure with Brody Gardner in the catbird seat now with the cleanest car in the field. After a heartbreaking ending for Christopher Whale, here comes Brody Gardner trying to take the upset win here as Nick Miller and Derek Smith have dominated the race so far. And there's Josh Patterson in the 02. Don't look past him. Here's the 72 and the 28. Maybe they get something done as we're about to see the pace car come in, and green flag is about to fly. Green flag's in the air, and Derek Smith leads them to green. Derek Smith and Nick Miller are going to be the ones battling it out, and around goes the 72. Caution will come out. Huge wreck in the back. Darius Dadgar involved. Oh, what a heartbreaker that is. That was an oh my god. We're going to take a look back at that wreck there. Do not pay attention to the ticker as it's incorrect with the state of the race. And here it is. We're going to watch it from slow-mo from Dario's perspective. It looks like the 02 came down and just doored the 72. And I don't know what he was thinking there, but Dario gets wrecked. 71 involved. 088 involved. The 95 involved. The 72. The 157. The 13 involved as well. The 27. The 40 gets involved. The 87 is involved. Oh my goodness. What a heartbreaker for all these guys hoping to pick up a potential win. Ryan Kwan is the lone standing 408 racing car. And I believe the 13 and the 02, yeah, the 02 is going to be sent to the back of the field. But here is Ryan Kwan. This guy has been, he's been through it all. He's been in the middle of the pack, the back of the pack, and now he's in the top 5. He's been in the top 5 for the most of this race, and now he's in 4th place. So we're going to see if he can pull an upset win here and perhaps steal a win away from Nick Miller and Derek Smith. Anyways, as I always do with cautions, I'm going to take a step aside because I need to recollect myself to see how I can, how am I going to call this? Like, this is just insane racing. So I have to get my thoughts together here. So I'm going to step aside and we're going to let this caution play out. Welcome back to the iSCAR TSP Cup Series from Charlotte. We are in our second overtime out of 3 attempts, as Derek Smith and Nick Miller lead, as Brody Gardner and Ryan Kwan are in row 2, and the only other car I can see that's on the lead lap that's in contention is possibly Mitch Hobbs. Everybody on back. This was a 34 car field, and now it's just down to freaking 11 cars remain. So, I don't have a win because this is just going to be, we just have to let it play out for itself. Regardless, this is going to be an exciting finish to this race, and I'm sure everyone watching is going to be very excited to watch how this thing plays out. Base car's about to duck onto pit road, and is going to get on the loud pedal. The 9 slips the tires a little bit, but the green flag is in the air, and Derek Smith leads the way in the iSCAR TSP Cup Series round from Charlotte as Josh Patterson throws a very big block on the back. Not sure what that's about. Maybe he's just trying to, I guess, redeem himself for causing that giant wreck. Regardless, here comes Derek Smith and Nick Miller. Oh my goodness, they make contact. They bump each other, and here comes the 9. The 9's going to try to use all the track he can to try to get around the 66. The 99's closing up to the 66. Here comes the 99 and the 28. Do they have anything to say about this? 2 laps to go. Final lap from Charlotte. Nick Miller and Derek, they're going to be racing for the win here. The 99 and 28, they have no run coming. And the 99 and 60, or the 99 and 28 have been working really hard to get up. Here comes the 68 for the 66 for the final time in turn 3 and 4. He's going to go through turn 3 and 4, and Nick Miller is not going to be able to have anything to say about it. Derek Smith is going to win at Charlotte. As you can see, Derek Smith is your winner, Nick Miller second, Brody Gardner third, Ryan Kwan fourth, and Casey Drake rounds out your top 5. What a win it is for Derek Smith. And he's going to burn it down here at Charlotte Motor Speedway. We will be back with interviews tonight as the iSCAR Trey Shuttlesworth Photography Cup Series has come to an end at Charlotte. Live. All right. Welcome back to Charlotte. We're joined by Mitch Hobbs, who came home. I think, where'd you come home? Sixth, right?
Sixth place.
Sixth place. Ryan Kwan did not want to interview, so we're going to interview with Mitch. How was your second half of the race after we talked to you?
It was a lot of riding around, making some pit call decisions. Had one big call late where we decided to stay out and hope that we could get a quick caution and stay in front of the other car a lap down, which ended up working. Got back on the lead lap, let everyone wreck, and somehow pulled our piece of junk to sixth.
Yeah, you had a very strong run going. I was documenting everything that was going on with your battle with the 40 for lap down spot. You guys were pretty similar on speed. Tell me about that little race you guys had going.
Yeah, he started, when we started, he went 2 laps down, and he was a good, at least half a lap in front of me. He kept on falling and falling back, and then he got his lucky dog, and I stayed out for a wave round, and it ended up working out where I was in front of him. Then we got a really quick caution with the huge wreck with a few to go. So I ended up getting back on lead lap. He ended up getting up later and just avoiding the wrecks and somehow getting up to sixth.
All right, Mitch, that'll do it. Anyone you'd like to thank for tonight's performance?
Gotta thank Garrett Hess was off making some calls for me. Joe Berge as well, and congrats to Brody. Did a great job in that 99 car coming home.
Hobbs came home 6th place tonight, and hopefully something better next week.
Hello?
Yeah. Hey, Casey. All right, so we're joined by Casey Drake, who came home 5th tonight. You had a destroyed nose on your Toyota Camry. Talk to me about your race.
Yeah, so my game plan going into it was just kind of to save tires and not get involved in any wrecks, but we had a pretty long run there, and I was hoping it would go green like basically the whole way because I had a perfect strategy, but obviously we had a lot of cautions in between there, and it was just kind of on the second to last restart, and then I think there was a huge wreck, and I just couldn't avoid it and got a bunch of front end damage. I was just kind of lucky that everyone else had damage and I could get 5th.
Yeah, and about that restart wreck, like, what did you what did you see from your perspective? Like, did you just see like the O2 come up? You just along for the ride?
Well, I saw like the O2 and the 72, I think it was. They all went to the bottom, and then I saw like him get a bit loose, and then I was like, okay, he might spin to the bottom maybe, but he overcorrected, and I hit the brakes, and I just couldn't avoid.
All right, and towards the end of the race, were you kind of surprised about how your car was able to stay with the leaders, or semi-stay up with the leaders with that front end damage, or?
Yeah, I just who was the 4th or 5th? Or 4th or 3rd. I couldn't really get to them, but I wasn't really falling back like big time. Just yeah, I mean, yeah, it was just damage, I guess.
All right. Well, that's Casey Drake. He came home 5th. Anyone you'd like to thank for tonight's race?
Just Moeller Motorsports and iSCAR for putting on this league.
All right, that's Casey Drake. He came home 5th place tonight in that number 87 Toyota Camry. Casey, we'll see you next week, and hopefully a better run next week.
Yep, thank you.
Oh, I had you muted for some. All right. All right, Brody Gardner, you came home 3rd tonight. I thought you were the guy in the catbird seat towards the end of the race. Talk to me about the end of the race.
Yep, you're right. And one of the better positions at the end, but I had a little damage from a pit road incident earlier, so it was pretty hard to fall the air. So I wasn't able to make a move.
And towards the end of the race, were you banking on a caution, or was your car just 66 and 9 would get together and hoping you'd sneak by?
I was kind of hoping on a caution.
Okay, and how was the fuel strategy throughout the race? I know we never really got a green flag pit stop in completely, but were you deciding to short pit, or was the long pit the way to go?
I was trying to stay out as long as possible. Try and do one less pit stop, but then I decided to come in whenever the cars on fresher tires were coming to pass because I wanted to not lose as much time. And then carbon, so that kind of ran my strategy a bit.
All right, and when you got to the end of the race, did you expect that many green white checkers, or do you expect that like giant wreck on the restart, or towards the end of the race where it's just like all bets off and everyone just go?
Oh yeah, I 100% expected that. You can't expect anything less than iRacing.
All right, that's Brody Gardner coming home third in that number 99 Camaro. Anyone you'd like to thank for tonight's performance?
iRacing for having a good game and iSCAR for putting.
All right, and that's Brody Gardner coming home third in that Camaro. We'll see you next week, hopefully with a better result. And yeah. All right, Nick Miller, you came home second in that number 9 Chevrolet Camaro. Talk to me about your race throughout the entire race.
Yeah, me and Derek were just trying to stay up in the front as long as we could, trying to treat it like super speedway, control the race, and it worked out really well. And then about halfway through the race, we decided to switch it up. I gave Derek that lead spot around like 50 to go, I think. And I honestly wasn't really expecting the caution, and we were having a good battle, and then that caution came out. And then it was just caution to the green white checkers, and I really couldn't get a run on Derek. And I was going full throttle, but I mean, I didn't want to make a move either, just because I didn't want to risk anything. But it's whatever. We got a good finish. I'm proud.
When you got to the inside of Derek, did you think you were able to? Did you think like just the dirty air, or from following Derek the entire time, was just to a deficit on your tires, or did you think like if you got to the high side, you'd be able to get the run on Derek?
I definitely think the high side would have worked, but I'm not really sure what Derek was doing because his tires at that pit stop were 70 something and mine were 64, but I still felt quicker. So I'm not sure if it's just I was better on a long run overall, or just he was continuing to save the tires and just not realizing it. But I don't know. I tried the inside a few times because I was getting it hooked up really well right to that blue line. It was keeping the car down. But the only problem was Wheel was catching us really fast, so I went back in line.
All right, and earlier in the run, were you and Derek just like using the, like, did you guys know about like the 1.5 mile package having that ability to just break away from the field if you get two cars linked up together, or was that just like all coincidental, or was that all planned?
We kind of saved tires. We knew if we worked together that they couldn't pass us. Like, Will couldn't pass us alone. He would need help. And I think one of the runs, a lot of the guys are trying to catch us and they just burn their tires off. And we put a huge gap. And then Will was just with us chilling too. So it just kind of works out, I guess, when you're leading.
All right, that's Nick Miller in that number 9 Camaro. You came home second tonight. Anyone you'd like to thank for tonight's performance?
The Vortex, Sims Motorsports, Miller Motorsports, Sim Performance Group, this Napa Patriotic Scheme, and the whole team and crew for being such a good team. Good chemistry we have this year.
All right, that's Nick Miller. Certainly a championship threat. I think you took the points lead, right? No, you're not. You're behind Derek by about 7 points. Regardless, you came home second, and this is a good points day for you with 34 cars in the field. Hope to see you next week, one spot better.
Yeah, thank you. See ya.
All right, Derek Smith, you came home with the win tonight. Talk to me about your whole plan with like Nick Miller to try to get that clean air.
Oh, well, I was stuck behind him a lot of the race. He led 110 laps. And, yeah, I was just stuck behind him. I just lost my tire grip. It helped him a lot. But, like, I was able to get in front of him later on. And that really helped me.
And when you two were battling towards the end of the race, were you concerned that Christopher would be able to close the gap and perhaps go 3 wide and maybe...
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were very concerned about that because he was getting quick and he was saving pretty well. So what I did was I went back a little bit to try and hold him up for Nick a little bit. I know, team orders, stuff like that. It did work for a while, and Christopher didn't catch Nick, but I just fell back because I had bad tires.
All right, and throughout the race, were you guys? I saw you guys were trying to do a little bit of a contrary pit strategy when like on the restarts, like towards the middle of the race, you guys were broken up a little bit. Were you guys just trying different strategies to make sure one of your cars were up front, or was that just all coincidental?
I think it was just all coincidental. We didn't really plan for that to happen, but it was good that in some cases we got clean air just to help our tires live.
All right, that is Derek Smith.
I have the coronavirus, sorry. Like I have influenza, and it sucks.
Well, hope you feel better next week. That's Derek Smith.
Yeah, thanks.
You came home with the win
ya.
tonight in that Chevrolet Camaro. Anyone you'd like to thank for tonight's performance?
Definitely Nick Miller. He helped me a lot with like countdowns and stuff. You could definitely tell that we were in a call or something because we were just gone every restart. And I guess just Miller Motorsports as well, including Nick Miller.
All right, that's Derek Smith coming home with the win tonight. In that number 66 Chevrolet Camaro. You started third, gained 2 spots, and maybe next week you can do it again.
Yeah, we'll see.
Congrats on the win.
Thank you, and good night.
All right, that'll do it for our coverage of the iSCAR TSP Cup Series. This was an exciting race for sure. Here was your chase standings going into the race. We have a few shakeups. I do not have the exact graphic, but we will have it ready for you next week or tomorrow if I'm broadcasting tomorrow. I'm Liam Sheen. I want to thank everybody for tuning into the broadcast tonight. This is a thriller for sure, and I hope to see you next week. Thanks for tuning in, guys, and have a good night.